Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really getting into something special for our Chat Like a Native focus. It's about that big hurdle, moving past just knowing English words to actually thinking in English. We're tackling that moment where your brain wants to translate everything first. How do we get past that?
Yeah, that internal translation thing, it seems helpful at first, but honestly, it becomes a real bottleneck. We're not just talking vocabulary lists here. It's about fundamentally changing how your brain works with the language, getting that smooth, natural communication. Well, that requires breaking down that mental translation barrier. And we've got a technique today. It's surprisingly simple, but really powerful for rewiring things up there.
Okay, you definitely want to stick around for this one, because this isn't some huge, time-consuming academic thing. What we're diving into today is a really practical way to speed up how quickly you think in English. You'll feel more confident, fewer awkward pauses when you speak. It's about training your brain, like actively, to just operate in English. And believe it or not, you can start with just 5 minutes a day. Seriously, it's about building a habit. So let's break down this problem first. It's super common, right? I know lots of you listening probably do this. You think in your native language, plan exactly what to say, then translate it. Feels safer, I guess.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It feels safe, it feels controlled, and it becomes a really ingrained habit. But that habit, comfortable as it is actually a major roadblock to real fluency. Think about it. Every time you translate in your head, you're adding this extra step, and that just slows everything down. It creates this bottleneck that stops you sounding smooth and natural.
Yeah, maybe we should clarify what we mean by fluency here. It's not just about perfect grammar, is it?
Exactly. Not at all. Fluency is really about how easily, how naturally you communicate. It's that flow. The goal is getting your brain to use English as its default setting for
Yeah.
thinking, for speaking, making it the language your brain operates in, not just translates into.
Okay, so that's the goal. Cut out the translation step. But how do you actually start doing that, especially if it feels so automatic? Is there like a first step?
There is. And that's what we're excited about today. It's this technique we call the 5-minute journal drill. It's designed to be really low pressure, totally private. It's your own space to mess up, try things out, grow. No one's grading you. It's just for you.
That sounds way less scary. Okay, so the 5-minute journal drill, how does it actually work? What do you do?
It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like, a short daily journaling thing. The whole point is to consciously practice thinking and writing directly in English. So you commit to just 5 minutes, write about your day, your thoughts, whatever. And here's the key part, the real magic. No dictionary. And absolutely no translating first from your native language. You're basically forcing your brain to build the sentences right there in English.
Okay, practicalities. Let's get started. Step one, where do you actually write this stuff? The cool thing is it's super flexible. You could use a physical notebook, pen and paper. Some people like that tactile feel. Or if you're more digital, just use a notes app on your phone or Google Docs, Evernote. Anything like that works fine. You can even do a private blog post or just draft an email to yourself. The main thing really is just pick something you can easily grab every single day. No friction.
Yeah, easy access is key for building the habit. Okay, step 2. To keep things focused and make sure you practice different tenses, we suggest the past, present, future formula. It's just a simple structure, keeps you on track without being overwhelming. So, past, 1 or 2 sentences about yesterday or earlier today. Present, 1 or 2 sentences about right now, how you feel, what's happening. And future, 1 or 2 sentences about plans or hopes, later today, tomorrow, whenever. It naturally gets you using different time frames.
Right, okay. Let me give a quick example so people can picture it. Like, for past, yesterday I went to the market. It was crowded but interesting. Simple, present. Right now I'm sitting at my desk drinking coffee. And future, later today I will meet my cousin for dinner.
Exactly. See, that's maybe 5, 6 short sentences. That's all you need for the 5 minutes, enough to get the benefit. But hey, if you feel like writing more, go for it. The consistency is the goal, not the word count.
Okay, so we've got the basic idea. But how do we make this drill really work for us? Let's talk essential tips. Tip number 1, and this sounds like the hardest part, no translation allowed. It's so tempting, isn't it, to think it in your own language first where it feels perfect.
It's a strong pull, that habit. But for this drill, absolutely forbidden. No writing in your first language, then translating. You must use only the English words you already know. This is the core of it. It'll feel tough at first, no doubt, but it forces your brain to think directly in English, to make those connections itself, instead of just using your native language as a crutch. That's how you build the fluency muscle. And if you don't know a word, don't panic. Just describe it simply. Use other words you know. Or leave a blank. Come back later. Keep the English flow going.
Okay, no translation. Got it. And tied to that, you mentioned letting go of perfection. So tip 2, don't worry about grammar mistakes.
Please don't. This isn't about writing a flawless essay. It's mind training. Mistakes are not just okay, they're expected. They show you're stretching yourself. That's where learning happens.
Right, so focus on just getting the thoughts out clearly, even if the grammar isn't perfect. Maybe keep sentences short at first.
Exactly. Clarity over accuracy during the drill. And crucially, don't stop mid-sentence to fix things or look up rules. You can always review after the 5 minutes. But during, just let it flow. Uninterrupted English thought.
Love it. Okay, tip 3. This is important for actually sounding natural. Write like you speak. Like imagine you're just texting a friend or chatting casually. No need to be super formal. Use contractions. Use everyday words, maybe even some slang if it feels natural.
Yes. The more conversational your writing feels, the better it prepares you for actual speaking. You're practicing the kind of informal, real-life English you'll actually use, not just textbook stuff.
Makes sense. Okay, here's one that might seem counterintuitive. Use repetition as a tool. Like, if you feel you're writing about similar things daily, using the same sentence structures. That's okay.
It's more than, okay, it's actually beneficial. Don't see it as a bad thing. Repeating patterns, revisiting topics, it helps cement those structures in your brain. Makes them automatic. You get faster, more comfortable with certain tenses, phrases. Maybe you often write, today I feel tired because I didn't sleep well, or I have a lot of work, but I hope to finish it soon. That repetition builds a really strong foundation, like doing reps at the gym for your English.
Ah, okay. Good way to think about it. And the final tip, which kind of brings it all together, track your progress. So after maybe a few weeks, go back and actually read your old entries.
Yes, definitely do this. It's incredibly motivating. When you look back, you'll likely see a real improvement. Maybe fewer grammar mistakes. Your sentences might be getting longer, more complex. You'll see yourself using more confident language. It makes the progress feel tangible, not just abstract. You could even highlight stuff you like, or maybe rewrite an old entry just to see the difference. It really boosts motivation. Okay, but what about that moment? We've all been there. You sit down, ready to write, and nothing. Blank page panic. What do I even write about?
Yeah, that blank page can be intimidating, but don't let it stop you. We've got some super easy prompts, things you can use again and again, like just ask yourself, what did I do yesterday? Or what am I looking forward to? Simple stuff. Or maybe, what's my favorite food and why? What made me smile today? Real easy. You can focus on English. What do I want to improve? What's one thing I learned this week? Or just observe. Describe my room. Describe what I see out the window. Anything.
These prompts seem basic, but they work because they get you using everyday words and grammar right away, in context. They make you think about your actual life in English, which is exactly the point.
So we're getting all this language practice. But you mentioned this drill has other benefits too, right?
Yeah.
Beyond just the English itself, what kind of unexpected good stuff comes out of this?
Oh, definitely. It's more than just language practice. Consistently doing this, even for 5 minutes, has ripple effects. For one, emotional clarity. Just writing things down helps you process your day, your feelings. It can actually lower stress, help you focus. Then there's confidence. You get used to expressing yourself, putting thoughts into words, even imperfectly. That builds confidence overall. Better memory, too. Actively using words and structures helps lock them in. And here's a big one. It really preps you for speaking. Lots of people find they start sort of automatically thinking in English during the day. While walking, doing chores, that's a huge sign. It means English is becoming internalized, part of your background mental processing, not just something you do, but part of how you think.
Wow. So it's not just writing practice. It's genuinely building a new mental habit, a powerful one.
Exactly. But even knowing all these benefits, people hit roadblocks. Like, I just don't have time. 5 minutes feels like too much sometimes.
I get that. Life is busy. But the answer is, it really is only 5 minutes. Think about those little gaps. Waiting for the kettle? First thing when you wake up. Just before bed. A quick break. You can find 5 minutes.
Okay, another one. I sit down and my mind is blank. I don't know what to write.
Yep, we covered that. Use the past, present, future formula. Or grab one of those prompts we listed. You always have a starting point. No excuses.
And the big one. I'm just scared of making mistakes. My grammar isn't good enough. That fear is real.
It is, but listen, that's kind of the point of the journal. It's your safe space. Making mistakes in private where no one sees. That's way better than being too scared to try at all
Yeah.
and just staying stuck. Mistakes are how you learn. Seriously, they show you what to work on. They're essential. Embrace them. Okay, so time for a challenge. We're officially challenging you, everyone listening. For the next 7 days, just 1 week, commit to doing this 5-minute journal drill every single day. Make it happen.
Remember the rules. Past, present, future format is a good guide. Write freely. No translating first. Don't stop to edit. Just write in English for 5 minutes.
And even in just 1 week, you'll likely notice things. You might find yourself thinking a bit faster in English. You'll probably feel a bit more confident using simple sentences, less hesitation maybe, and you'll start building that routine, making English practice a solid part of your day. Small effort, big reward potential.
It really is a small step, but it can fundamentally change how you relate to English. It starts shifting it from this external thing you study to an internal tool you actually use and think with, day to day.
So, wrapping up our deep dive today on Chat Like a Native. Remember, the 5-minute journal drill isn't about perfect writing. It's about creating that consistent, no-pressure space. Just you, your thoughts, and 5 minutes of thinking in English every day, no judgment.
And the final thought to leave you with is this. When you build this habit consistently, English stops being just a subject. It starts becoming something you actually live in. It weaves itself into your thinking, your perspective, and that's a really exciting place to be.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the deep dive today. We really hope you take up the challenge and start your own 5-minute journaling journey. You can do this.